What's up guys, in today's video I'm going to go over my trading recap for Tesla. I took two trades, one was a winner, other one was a loser. The first trade was a 7 hour, which was really a solid trade, and I'm going to go over my entries and exits, volume footprint chart, and also I'm going to share my live recording trading screen where you get to see the moment I entered and exit the trade. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so Tesla, this is today's price action right here, and 488.5 for the light blue line is all-time highs. All right, I'm gonna go over the 1 minute chart right here, and we can see that Tesla 470.25 was the pre-market high level. I had two game plan: break up pre-market high, or if I see Tesla approaching to the R4 level, I want to see a bounce. I want to see. It doesn't mean if it comes to that level, I'm going to buy right away. I'm going to see at level 2. I'm going to see at the book map. I'm going to see how the price reacts to that level. And those two trade scenarios I had. So at the open, I'm going to share my trading screen right now. This is around 9:29, almost 4 seconds before the market opens. I'm playing the 475 calls. As I said before, I had two game plan: break off pre-market high, which is 470.45, or if Tesla approaches the 467.96 area, which is the R4 cam level. So 9:30, the market opened, and right at the open, the price came to the R4 level right here, right at 467.94. So right here, I want to see how buyers react to this price. I want to see if there's more, if the buyers are strong to keep that price. So 467.83, and right here at that point, see how quickly at level 2 it went from 467 to 469. That 467 was buyers were strong. Right at that moment, I entered with 10 contracts. My field price was 974. I was risking 20 to 30 cents per contract. So right at that point, I'm trading the 475 call. Target is R6. I want to show you real quick for the first 1 minute rate. We can see here, there's a very key, like the footprint chart right here. So it tells that look at the amount of buyers compared to the sellers. So remember, on the left side is the sellers and the right side is buyers. So I want this candle to close so that you can see the overall volume. We have 2.4 million buyers compared to 595,000 sellers. So at this point, we have a lot of imbalance. There's a lot of more buying activities, buying imbalance compared to the sellers, which also gave us a strong move to the upside. So once I entered with 10 contracts, my target was 478, which is the R6 level, the cam level. But at this point, I see a lot of sellers sitting at 142. And also, I'm gonna show you a screenshot of book map. So we see a big 156k sellers sitting at the 475 level. I really wanted to lock in some profit if I see any weakness on the level 2. So right here at this point, once it's approaching the 475 level, I see some rejection happening, so I take 5 contracts out, just to and for the remaining 5 contracts, I just wanted to see how the price moves to the upside. So if you look at the daily chart right here, we have 474, which is a resistance from November 3rd of 2025 of this year, and we saw previously that the stock failed to break this level. So this was a very 474.10 was a very key level, and that was another profit target too. But and I locked in 5 contracts at that level. I'm not going to go over the whole trading because it's going to be too long. So this is my first trade. I took a break up pre-market high with 10 contracts, and then I got 5 out at this level, and then I started scaling out as I saw level 2 was not acting strong, and I just wanted to lock in some profits. I started getting out at 933, 939, 943, 944, and 1001. At one point, I really wanted to swing this trade because I have a strong feeling that Tesla might break all-time highs and might go to 500 level. And my last exit was around 10, but there was one time where I really wanted to do a swing trade because Tesla is it's approaching its all-time high. Strong feeling that Tesla might reach 500 by the end of this week, because if you look at the option chain of Tesla, 500 strike price, we have option interest of 108K. That's a really big number. And look at the volume, a lot of 119K volume traded. On my swing account, I do have $500 calls which I bought last week. On Friday, SPY, right? Look at, this is Friday, this is today's price action. On Friday, the market was very weak. It went from 688 to all the way to 679, and it closed around 681.67 level. But Tesla, it opened at 441. It went all the way high to 463, and it closed at 459. Despite the market selling off, Tesla was really strong on Friday, and that gave me the confidence to do a swing trade for playing the 500 calls for this week, which is on my swing trade account. But I'm not going to go over the swing trade stuff. I'm only focusing on my day trading account. But right now, as we see, Tesla, it's trading around 477 level, and 488 is all-time high. And previously, if you can see, Tesla around this time of the month last year, it did break all-time highs. The all-time highs were 413, and once 413 broke, we saw the stock going to 488 in matter of 7 days. That's a big move. So if Tesla breaks 488.54, I'm expecting that move. But good play for if you want to swing for this week expiry. But the market, you can't really predict the market. Anything can happen. You have to know what you're risking, how much you're risking, and you have to accept the risk. But that was my main trade for today. I risked around $300 to make $2,300, which is amazing for the risk to reward ratio. And I journaled the volume and the delta of my entries. So for this entry, we had a positive delta, and this was the first trade. And my second trade was break of previous high. So I tried to re-enter. Although I had my 5 contracts remaining, I only entered with small size once I saw the prior highs were broken, 477.58. But once I entered here, I kind of got shaken out in this candle, so I got out, took a $250 loss. For this trade, my risk was around $250 to $300. So I was really happy with the exit, although the stock did go up. But I at level 2, I just didn't see a strong buying action during the time I took the trade. And I'm going to show you my live recording again for the second trade. So when I see the stock was breaking the previous high, which was 478.19, I'll enter with 5 contracts. So the moment it broke that level, I entered the 5 contracts, and now I want to see if the 478 level hold at level 2. And so once I saw that 478 was not breaking with strong momentum, right at that point, I wasn't really confident that the Tesla will keep going push to the upside. And also we see a big sellers at a 479 level, but at this point I'm still holding. 478 is still holding. So right at this point, right at that level, when 477 broke, I just got out. It's around $30 per contract, and the stock and the options went to 11.22, and my entries were 11.71. So it was around 40 cents per contract. So this is the thing about options, like you have to be very quick with entries and exits, because a small push to the upside or downside can really have a big impact on your premiums. So I got out, but although I still have my remaining 5 contracts, and I started scaling out. So yeah, this was my trade for the day. It took 2 trades, 1 winner, 1 loser. But I feel like this week we can see a lot of great price action on Tesla. If it breaks 488.54, which is all-time high, we might see 500 approaching. but the goal is to show up every single day and take quality trades, having a good risk management. But anyways, that's my trade recap for the day. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one.